another enlightening episode of Millennial Talk. Last week, we looked at the importance of technology in the education sector in Nigeria. Today, we would be looking at the tools and resources that would foster EdTech in Nigeria. To have this conversation with me, I have Bukumi Atejobi.
Hi,
How are you
Josephine.
doing? So how's your day been so far?
It's been fine, thank you. How are you been?
Mine has been good. The conversation last week was very insightful, which is why we decided to continue the conversation on the same subject, but this time aiding you with tools that would help you to foster education for yourself and also for Nigeria at large.
So if you want to move to the next level, follow us on this episode because we're going to be sharing tools, resources, and we're going to share our own experience.
Yes,
with
using some of these tools.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, this is definitely the second episode on this series, so you might want to go back to the first if you haven't watched that already. Well, let's talk about the allocation for budget in Nigeria, which is in 2020 was at 6.7%, which is not even up to the estimated amount by UNESCO, which is at 27%. Now, the gap is like, I think it's over triple because it's like 5 times.
Exactly.
It's actually crazy. And you know, the funny thing is education is actually the bedrock of growth for any nation around the world. It's actually the bedrock, which is why it is important. So we need to discuss, and that's why today we have decided to look into the tools that would help to foster education in Nigeria.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you mentioned bedrock of the society. Across the world, in other countries, China, Germany, we are seeing, even in the United Arab Emirates, we are seeing huge money being invested into research and development because they are doing AI, they are doing robotics, they are doing engineering, they are doing space technology. In fact, I think space and robotics is one of the biggest or hottest sectors in education today across the world. But why is Nigeria behind? What are we doing? What are the efforts we are putting in to ensure that the generation of tomorrow, this digital economy is being developed, our youth are being developed to be able to be, in order to be competitive, to compete with Chinese kids. For God's sake, Chinese kids are the ones compiling and putting together laptops and all these things and phones and tablets that tablet you're holding was probably coupled by a Chinese child.
So we're really lucky.
And what's an average Nigerian child still doing? But the world is open now, World Wide Web. We have the internet where you can learn. You don't even have to be in the 4 walls of a class to be able to, learn, to be able to know about robotics, to be able to do AI, to be able to do, heavy computing, to be able to analyze data, do your own research. You don't have to be in the 4 walls of a classroom. And apart from, kids, we're going to be looking at the millennials. Today, as a millennial, like I said, do you want to go to the next level? There is the financial angle, there's the career angle. You want to grow in your career, you want to grow in your, you want to ensure that your certificate right now can take you to the next level. You want to add more, you want to add more to your knowledge so you can apply for a higher role and all of those things. So education technology plays a huge role in that sector. So if you want to also make money, for example, there's so many platforms where you can learn, for example, say digital marketing. You can learn, let's say, data analysis, even if you didn't study that in school. You can learn graphic design. And all these things are side skills you can learn to even make money for you. And how do you learn it? You have to go back to school to do that. You can also, go online and check. There are courses online where you can check and, and take advantage of the resources. So, for example, we have Google Digital Skills for Africa. Google has, put a particular, if you go on Google Digital Skills for Africa, you see about 40 courses where you can learn, you can learn so many things that can improve your,
even social media apps like LinkedIn. They give you access to enormous learning materials.
In fact, and you can just take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think there's even a sub app, or should I say a mini app that is called the LinkedIn Learning app.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you can, enroll for classes, attend, you get materials, and they are free.
And you get certificated.
Yes,
imagine on LinkedIn, you are certified by LinkedIn in a particular,
Microsoft,
in a particular course.
Different ones, yes.
and people get headhunted on LinkedIn. Many employers reach out to people, human resource reach out to people on LinkedIn. So imagine if you have a certification, and these days there's there's higher acceptability of online certification. So if you have an online certification, probably from one of these platforms which we will discuss later, people you seem credible to a potential employer. And looking back, taking us back to the data, Cambridge carried out a study and of about 20,000 teachers and students, and they found that 48% of students are constantly being exposed to the use of technology in school. But we're still seeing that on the other hand, there's people are still using traditional methods
chalkboard,
chalkboard, markers,
whiteboards,
exactly, books and all of those exercise. It is definitely not wrong, but we also have to be there has to be a balance in the class or personally. So while you're expecting that, okay, I go to school, on your own, when you want to get the extra knowledge, you can also make use of technology. So Cambridge carried out that survey, and they realized that technology was, is constantly being adopted by teachers and students.
Yeah, that's true. And in all of this, I think about 70-something% of people were still practicing the traditional method of learning.
Yeah, in some countries. Because it was
I would even add Nigeria to the list of that.
Yeah, it was about 100 countries.
Yeah, so, because traditional method is actually the most common method in Africa, because we do not have the facilities to, like, especially in institutions, they do not have enough. Even if they have some, imagine a school having about 25 computers when they have 5,000 students. How would that suffice to teach everybody? A school that is trying to teach computer should have sufficient amount of those technology resources in order to teach the student. But now let's go ahead and look at the tools that can help people to become a better person.
So please bring out your pen and paper. I'm going to jot things down. Jot things down, just like Just Too Funny will say. Start to jot. Okay, can go ahead.
Okay, so the first one I will talk about, I'd like to start with the one I personally used before I go to the ones that I researched. The ones I personally used, and just like we have said before, these are things that you can easily go online and research about, and you find very useful information. But likely would like to share the ones that we have used,
exactly,
in order for people to know that, oh, this is what we experienced. So there's this one called Show Academy. It's an international platform, but it is open to all countries. Some platforms might not be open to all countries due to payment issues, but it is open to all countries, which means it accepts your local card. Now, it is partially free.
Freemium.
It's freemium. I like that word. It is partially free, so you have access to certain things, certain basic materials when you register on the platform. And this platform does not just give you the ability to learn, it also hosts crash classes. Like and these classes are scheduled according to your schedule. So what you do is you create your own schedule with Show Academy and you send it to them. Then they arrange teachers that would teach you at that time you have picked.
Wow.
So if your schedule, maybe you are a working class millennial, and you're trying to balance work and how can I get this extra certificate course to boost myself? Show Academy is actually a place where you should look at, because with Show Academy, you can, have access to education in your own time. And they go as far as not just certifying you online, giving you you can also get a hard copy of your certificate. They can send it to you from, doesn't matter wherever you
pay
are.
For shipping.
So you pay for it and they ship it to you wherever you are. But they first award you, and what you can get there are diploma courses. So say, for instance, you want to be a very versatile person, so you will be more attractive to your employers. There are various courses that you can take, or if it's just for self-betterment, or you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to improve yourself. Say, for instance, you are good with makeup. There are different courses under makeup. You might decide to do industry makeup, which is for filmmaking. You're already specialized in bridal makeup. So you go and take the course and select the ones under that same, and select the courses you want to take. You pay for the exams and the tests. And the funny thing is that you can actually have these tests done at your own time, and the exams are open book examinations. So you don't even have to think about how much do I have to read to pass this exam. You just have to know how well to work with the tools that are available with you. And that's why I think that Show Academy is actually a very good platform. So I definitely recommend it because I've tried it and it works really good. So
you're so excited about it.
Yes.
Okay, for me, okay, we'll start from secondary schools in Nigeria, the one that secondary school pupils can take advantage. So as a millennial, if you have younger ones, first of all, you can try prep class. So prep class connects teachers with students. So I have taught on prep class before, so that's where I start. So I remember as a millennial, so you can take advantage of the financial aspect and the learning part. So for me, I was a teacher on prep class. So I subscribed. I was looking for an extra job or a side hustle. I registered and they connected me with a child in my location. So at the time I was living in Abuja, so I was connected to somebody around a family around where I was. So there's like geotagging. So they geotag you with
just like an Uber.
Yeah, exactly.
You want a cab and
exactly. So they geotag you with that child. So you write. In fact, you have to write tests. So if you're an intelligent millennial, you still know your science, you still know your chemistry, you know your physics. You can take advantage of making money while impacting a child's life. So prep class is a platform that connects teachers with students. So if you're a parent and you need lesson teachers, so you can go on prep class and request for a lesson teacher. Prep class does all the verification because you go for interview, you go for verification. Yeah, they have to verify you. Drop your bio data, you drop most likely everything about you. They do background research.
Background checks.
Yes, they do background checks about you. So they can connect you before they connect you to a family. Another one that I've seen that people use is ULesson. For ULesson, these are examination packs. So if you want to write, if your child wants to write WAEC, if you're in SS3, WAEC, NECO, JAMB, so it's like a pack of all subjects, English, chemistry. I think it's all subjects, or you can specify
what subjects you want to take.
Or specify your sector. If you're going science class, or your class, science class, commercial, or arts. So you buy, and your child can do practice on their own at home. So they have recorded teachings, recorded sessions, and if you have issues, you can always call some of the facilitators to explain better. So they come in form of CDs or some CDs and flash drives. So you can just slot it into your computer and your child can use it at home.
Wow, those are really good platforms. And there's this other one that is called Social Creative. It's a app. It's not like some of these platforms might be websites and not have. Some of them have an app, but this is actually an app that helps teachers to create games that instead of there are different kind of students. So maybe this group of people have studied that some people learn through having fun.
Yeah.
So it's for the youngsters and the millennials. It gives them a platform where they can, go and play educative games. It's a learning process, but it's a different type of learning process. So if you're someone who feels like books are boring, books are so boring.
If you have a creative child, an extra creative, or if you're an extra creative
some
person.
students, like you notice some students flunk in school because they feel like
the school doesn't, sometimes it doesn't even cater to their own particular type of person. So if you are one of those kind of people who find generally education or schooling as boring, some people hate school, you can, try Social Creative because it's a place to learn while playing games. So they use, gaming sets to educate people. So you are trying, there was this game I used to play as a kid. I think it was Bookworm. It was called Bookworm. So you're traveling all over the world in that game, and you are geography.
But it's geography, but you are still learning English. So as you travel from place to place, you need to pass all the English questions before you move to the next place. And it was really creative. And as someone who liked playing games, I was learning, but I was still playing games.
I wish they taught me like that.
Exactly. I think this would even be very adaptive in a place like prep school, where you are still having very young minds. You teach them that yes, you can learn, but at the same time they're having fun. So they no longer get interested.
They don't feel the pain.
They are very distracted. Those small children, once they see candy, they've forgotten what you are teaching. So I think Social Creative is actually a good platform, and it was a very good initiative to help foster learning for kids.
That's really cool. Wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
So have you tried any gaming? Like, you know, the funny thing is,
okay, I think there's an app I tried. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the app, but this one improves your cognitive learning, improves your verbal thinking, quantitative reasoning, and aptitudinal reasoning, and all of those things. I can't exactly remember the name. So you are playing games. You know, all these games, all these questions they ask in GMAT, in when you're going for interview, those aptitude questions, where they put 3 boxes is equal to 1 triangle.
Shapes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, there's an app where you can go and, you know, learn all those things. So there, I think online, there's so many resources online. As a millennial, all you have to do is stop pressing your phone for a second or for an hour and just pick up and go online, look for these resources. You can learn social media marketing. If you want to become an influencer, everybody wants to become an influencer today. There are resources online that you can learn how to become an influencer. You can learn how to create content. I used to create content for people, and I learned online. I didn't know from anywhere, but I learned online. Another platform is, like I mentioned, is Google Digital Skills for Africa. Google created a particular set of courses tailored to African development of the digital economy in Africa. So you can go to Google Digital Skills for Africa and learn anything. You can learn data. You can learn data analytics. You can learn programming, Python, R. You can learn fundamentals of digital marketing. I was interested in digital marketing at the time, so I took fundamentals of digital marketing. It was easy. It was very explanatory. They used videos. The instructors were, you know, they explained well. So I didn't have to be a digital marketer. I didn't have to have the knowledge in order to know how to be it. Today, I have basic knowledge of digital marketing. So if you're an entrepreneur also, and you need to have skills in order to grow your business, in order to learn to create content, in order to do basic accounting. There are apps for that. There are softwares online and platforms online where you can, you know, do basic accounting for your business, where you can do basic advertising for your business. You can run ads by yourself. You don't have to employ a web designer. You don't have to employ a professional digital marketer to do basic things for you.
And talking about the use of technology, there's also this app called ThinkLink. It's a platform called ThinkLink. Now, what ThinkLink does is that it helps educators create materials with music, sounds, photograph. I don't know if you've seen some very educative videos. They're not, you don't see a physical person teaching, but you see shapes,
like doodles,
sounds, music, and all of that. So that's what ThinkLink helps you do. So if you are an educator, that app is for you. So you can create educative content and even share it across different social media platforms. So you see some type of educative images where they have like 10 slides on something like Instagram, and it's different shapes, sound. It might even be a video form where you have shapes sliding in and out, and there'll be in fact, sometimes the voice in the background is robotics. There are even AI apps where you can actually create an entire script, give it to that app, and that app is going to generate it into content for you with images, as long as you put in the right codes. This is how you want it to be done. It will just go ahead, recreate. So as an educator, there are many tools like ThinkLink online. Now, there are some tools that do it each of these things separately, but there are also tools like ThinkLink that collaborate and does everything together for you. There might be a small fee attached to getting premium services, but definitely it's premium. Because they are good. They are free things, but definitely if you want to do advanced level creatives, you'd have to make maybe a token payment. Usually they are not very expensive. Some will even tell you $15 for a year, because these apps are also they are coming out to help people become better, but at the same time they have to make money. If
people invested. That's somebody's idea. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So just to give a quick expo, my final year project, we know it's supposed to do a presentation, and I remember I was supposed to do something about the ecosystem, because I did something related to environmental studies. So the ecosystem, and I went online. I was looking for slides, as in to search, and I found an entire PowerPoint presentation on the topic I was going to discuss. It might be like an expo, but imagine me going to rack my head. See, there's nothing new in this world. Everybody has done what you are what you have done or what you're trying to do.
Thinking about what you're about to do.
Exactly. So all you have to do is capitalize on it, tweak it a little bit here and there, learn it, and adjust it to your own, to suit your preference and what you are trying to achieve. Then you move, and that's what I used for my for my final year presentation. I remember an entire PowerPoint project. So all I did was edit it and tweak it a little, because the way the site works is it just edits, the title and all of those, and then you read it up, then you present. So there are tools online. The Millennials, stop, sitting around waiting,
spending 12 hours on your phone.
Reading.
And, I think Millennials need to start asking themselves. We do a lot of social media as Millennials.
What do you have to do in your life?
They need to start asking themselves, how much time of my day goes into productivity?
Yeah.
It's good to spend time online, but are you being productive?
Exactly.
If you're not being productive, then you need to reevaluate your day
life
or your daily activities, because it's a series of daily activities that becomes a month, a year, and becomes your life entirely. Then at the end of the year, asking yourself, what have I achieved? Why would you achieve anything when you spend 12 hours? If you calculate the amount of time Millennials spend on the phone, it is alarming.
Yeah, your iPhone, if you use iPhone, it gives you your total watch time on
watch time, and it will tell you your productivity.
It will tell you the app you are using the most.
8 hours on this, and then you realize, is this really me?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. It definitely is a gradual process. But I think with all that we have said, we'd like to look at how do we think EdTech can affect or be effective in the educational sector in Nigeria.
Yeah, I think from the angle of the government, I know the government has tried. We're discussing the other time, and we said that the government has put in some effort into providing tablets. Sometimes in some states,
just not enough.
In some states, tablets have been provided. NGOs have provided.
Even private sectors.
Exactly, they provided these things for students. But where do all these things go
to?
And what exactly happens to the tablet? I think I've heard rumors. I will call it a rumor about sometimes these tablets being sold off. Please, we shouldn't engage in this type of things. This is our future we're talking about. This is, go to Dubai. Go to Dubai, go to even India, go to China. There's so much R&D going on. And with these tablets, or the government, private sector, individuals are provided these things to help the students.
First of all, they should not even be the job of the private sectors. I'm happy that private sectors are willing to help foster the growth of the education sector, but I think the government needs to play a role with quality control.
Exactly. So even if private sector is providing, or anybody can decide today, I want to provide 10 laptops to 10 students, best students in a particular school.
Exactly.
But we need the officials, people who are involved, people who are in charge, to ensure that there's quality control. No, somebody doesn't just take everything, go and sell it off, and jeopardizes or exchanges the destiny of this, because it's an exchange.
Yes. That's true.
It's an exchange. You're exchanging it for emptiness, and we need government to play a huge role into ensuring that ensuring that these things are not vandalized, these things are not stolen by teachers or by even the principals of the schools and all of those things.
Yeah, I think one of the ways that the EdTech can be effective in the education sector, one of its advantages for the education sector is that, with something like the pandemic that happened in 2020, it kind of was a big blow to the education sector, and this EdTech would be a way to evolve from physical classes. Now, I'm not saying it will be a complete overhaul, because it's not possible for it to happen in a day, especially in a country like Nigeria, where we are a bit backward when it comes to technology, like you said.
I would say we are backward.
We're a bit backward. No, a bit. Because
it depends. It depends, because in fintech,
it's not like these things cannot be provided. But then, just like we said earlier, the allocation is being given. Where does it go to? How is it being effected? It's not being effected. That's why we're backwards, because where it's supposed to be implemented to make us move forward, it's not being used there. So I think it can be effective, and eventually students can start to learn from home. Say, for situations like when we have a pandemic, we would not have to worry about education.
Please, no pandemic again.
No. I'm saying, I'm just trying to use an example. Imagine people lost a year. Some people that were supposed to graduate last year graduated this year. Some people that were supposed to be in 300 level now, they are still in 100 level. Some people have lost 2 years. It's that bad. And schools were not able to keep up. A lot of people. So it helps students to learn from home with well-crafted or well put together technology pieces like Google Classroom.
Yeah.
Google Classroom has an assignment place. It has a scoring sheet.
Docs
I personally use it.
Like
no, just the Classroom. The app. There's an app called Google Classroom.
Yeah, it has
Students
everything.
can
Documents,
you can see
Excel,
all the students there, where they can be inputted in the classes. Attendance is easy to take because once they are online, you can tell. When they have an assignment, there's an option to submit assignment. The teachers on Google Classroom can score the assignment, leave comments. The students can reply to those comments. You know, it's a very but we have not even started to look into those. And if we're going to do something like that, which means each student will have to have at least a tablet so they can function with it. If not, it is there, but we can't use it.
I think that you mentioned something about how the classroom experience cannot be totally, eradicated. You still have to go to class. So where that will come in, what you've said, ensuring students have tablets, where that will come in will be in the classroom. So on the part of the school administration, the teachers, the principals, or whoever is in charge of the schools, they should start to ensure that their computer labs, I think they call them computer labs. Yeah, labs. Their computer rooms are totally set up. They are properly set up. And at least a child has access to a computer. They charge at
even if the computers are expensive, they are more
affordable ones there that you can use. At GSS 1, GSS 2, SS class, a child should know how to type properly.
Yes.
A child should know how to use some softwares, the basic Microsoft Office software. A student should know how to use it. Another thing I have for university students in particular, because many times I like to talk bad about universities. Yes. I know that many universities have online options. Yeah, they do. In University of Lagos, even before the pandemic and everything, they had something Moodles. They have the UNILAG Moodle. So you can go to the Moodle. All these lecturers' notes are there, but students don't even use it. So there's also the part where the students have to use it, and there's also the part of the school administration ensuring that these things are available for the students. So it's just a general thing. Teacher, government, and students. Yeah, that's collaboration together, and we would have a better educational sector. Yeah, so they have to improve the digital literacy for the children. Yeah, exactly. And they have to improve the technology part for the facilities so that students can move forward. So, I mean, with all being said, I believe that the government can do better when it comes to the educational sector. Like, for instance, let the percentage budget. What is 6.7%? Yeah, we need more allocation in the educational sector. If they were putting, I feel like these people who would create an average, it doesn't mean that it cannot go above. It would not be so bad if we did better than 27%. Exactly. Or even if we did exactly 27%, if that much was put into our educational sector, we would be in a better place. Because according to UNESCO said 27%. And United Nations talk saying 27%. I believe if we, just as you have said, if we can, meet up to that standard, it will be good. Hopefully we'll see next year, maybe we'll get up to 15%. It would be really good, in the budgetary allocation for education. I hope you've learned something today. You've learned the tools, you've learned the resources, and I hope you're actually going to implement those things we say. Because it's not just about us, sharing our experience. It's also about you checking them out and trying it out. So join us also next week. We'll be discussing how millennials can take advantage of technology to improve their job search. So if you're looking for a job, you need to join us next week on how to improve your resume, your CV, with CV writing, optimize your LinkedIn, and how to properly position yourself in the job, in the job search, or to get a better job market. The job market. Exactly. Thank you for joining us today. Till next time. Bye.